Hi guys, I have some updates for you today. Different video. I haven't done an update I think in the last 4 months at least. So I have some general updates of something that has been going on with my orchids. And if that's the type of content you want to see here, stay tuned and let's discuss some cases. I will start with the saddest one. And I will have some very happy updates towards the end. So with the worst case scenario here, and one of the things that made me very, very sad, but at the same time hopeful, and I don't know, let's see what happened with this one. This plant is my Phalaenopsis Mini Mark. I've repotted it here. And I don't know if you remember, but this plant had a ton of roots, and I was very surprised how healthy the root system was. However, I got this from Orchid Garden in Poland. Since this plant came to me, I noticed there was some mealybugs, which is okay, but there was something weird going on the leaves. The leaves had some marking on it. I never knew if it was normal or not. The thing is, this plant bloomed, the bloom faded, and I repotted. Since it's in this new pot, I noticed some yellowing grazes going on the leaves, which I think they are losing chlorophyll, and it's a very weird pattern. I believe this plant has some sort of virus. I cannot prove that, I cannot test it, but looking at the pattern, looking how the plant is losing its chlorophyll on its leaves, I don't know, it's very, very strange. I don't have much hope for this one. It's looking pretty sick at the moment. If I have ever encountered something like that with Phalaenopsis, let me know. You may have more information than I do, but it still has lots of roots. The roots are growing inside the pot, as I can see here. Yeah, it has roots. Also is pushing out a new leaf that was trapped underneath the top leaf. I managed to free the new leaf, and honestly I don't know what's going on. I don't know if this plant will survive, how long it will hang in there. I know that some people, when they encounter this kind of situation, they throw their plants away. I don't want to do it, so I'm just keeping an eye on it. But also, I am pest free! Yay! I think most of my thrips, they are gone. If I have some, they are not a huge infestation as they used to be. So I'm not really worried about pests at the moment. But I am worried about these plants. I won't throw it away, I cannot do it. I will leave it there, hanging there. I'm not sharing water or anything with other plants. There are some risks that virus can be transmitted sharing between one plant and another. If an insect, or if we have, I don't know, if we have some nectar, for example, but hopefully it won't happen. And I don't want to throw this away. I want to see what happened to this. I think it's also an experience to have. It's the first time that I encounter something like that. But enough blab. So that's my first sad news of the day. Very sad. Let me grab the next plant. This one is not exactly sad, not exactly happy. It is something in the middle. This one is my Masdevallia ignea. I don't have many videos about Masdevallias. I don't have a big collection of Masdevallias. I found them kind of difficult. They are not the easiest orchids out there. They need very specific conditions to grow and to thrive. I've reported that on camera last year, exactly at the same time, around summertime, so 1 year. Oh my gosh, it's been 1 year already. So this plant used to be healthy, kind of, in a clay pot. The issue was it used to dry very, very fast, and I didn't have time to water it on time. So what I decided to do, to remove from the clay pot and pot in this kind of, I don't know, self-watering container with moss, because I was like, I need to keep it hydrated somehow. I do believe the plant struggled to adapt in the new environment. It wasn't very, very happy in here. I don't know if it was too humid or it had some shock. So the growths is starting to die, wither off slowly, and I start losing part and part of this plant. But when I was losing hope a few weeks ago, I was like, this plant will die. There is nothing that I can do. It is in the most humid space in my house. It's receiving some bright indirect light. It's not a very hot place. It cools down at night time. So I believe most of the conditions are okay. It starts to pushing out 1, 2, 3, 4 new growths. And I can see there are some live roots in here. I poked through the mix today, so that's how I know it. And it decided to leave again. I don't know if these new growths are going to be adapted to the new environment and the plant will do well from now on. We'll need to see. If you have experience with Masdevallias as well, let me know. I will let you know what happened to it. I'll keep an eye on it, and if I finally have a healthy plant, maybe I will update you in our next video. So let's go to the next one. I don't know if you remember that I had a Phalaenopsis like in a jar, in a high humidity chamber that I tried to save, and I reported this Phalaenopsis here on camera. What happened is I separated the cake, and at the time I was very sad because I broke one of the roots, and I think the root was coming from the mother plant. So not only the mother plant pushed out a cakey, but the mother plant also managed to create one root, which means that it wasn't completely gone. And I was sad that I lost all the roots, but instead of throwing the mother plant away, I decided to pot the cake. I've done that on camera. The cake is growing so well. It's full of roots. The leaves, they have this kind of, they're different. They have this tint, like gray tint on top of it, that I adore. I don't know if that's any trace of the Gigantea or any other orchid, but it is beautiful. I love it. And I'm so happy it's my treasured cake and it's doing super well. On top of that, something happened to the mother plant. 1 second. So that's the mother plant in this glass. It has been here since I pot the cake and I removed it there. I just pour some water to this moss once in a while. And I noticed that the mother plant kept growing new leaves, one after another one. But also it decided to push out root. So it has a very long root. I don't know if it's only one, I think it's only one. But it is a very, very long root. So I was right, the mother plant wasn't gone. It had some capacities and hormones to push new roots and new leaves. So I can finally pot it separately. For any reason that I didn't expect to happen, I was able to save not only the cake, but hopefully I was able to save the mother plant as well. Now I have 2 plants, and that's nice because it is so beautiful. So if something happens to one of them, at least I have a replacement. I will keep an eye on it. I need to repot it immediately. It's full of algae, very green, but it's still growing. I didn't have time to do it, but I want to share it with you because sometimes we give up on our plants and maybe there's still hope. So that's my hopeful inspiration for today. It's my beautiful Phalaenopsis that I was able to save. So happy with that. Let's go to the next update. This one, I hope you can see, I don't know if it's focused or not, anyway, is my beautiful Vanda that I like it so much. Something happened to it. I believe maybe it was the mix. Something was very weird, and I reported that on camera that it was full of roots out of the pot, and the bottom leaves, they were all yellowing and falling. So I unpot and repot that here. I was a little bit worried because this plant always blooms for me between December and January, and this year it didn't bloom. And I was like, oh my gosh, maybe it was with some issues and didn't recover well. So something is weird with that, why it's not blooming. And then boom, suddenly now that in the middle of summer, it pushed out a beautiful flower spikes, I think with more flowers than last year. So I don't know if it has something to do with the stress, the lighting, maybe the temperature this year is different. Something is different that altered the metabolism of this plant, and it's a species, so usually it blooms only once a year and it has a very specific pattern, but this year something changed. But just to let you know, my plant is super healthy, it's blooming, and it's growing nicely in a windowsill in London. Who would have thought that that could happen, since it is a species from a tropical country and Vandas need very, very bright light. I don't want to talk a lot about that because I will record a whole video only about Vanda sanderianas for you. That's the next one, so I'll put it down for now. This is a beautiful Vanda that I found at a discounted section in a garden center last year, beginning of last year. And the keiki had a flower spike. The flowers were spent, I think they are orange. And as soon as this keiki pushed out a very long root, I removed that here on video as well. And I potted separately. It was very unstable, it's still a little bit unstable inside the pot, but it's doing well. It has a long root that I can see, and there are more roots that I can also see poking through the pot, which is all very, very good news. So the roots adapted to the environment of this pot and grew through the pot. It's green, all great, because since it didn't have many roots, one of my concerns is that these roots died inside the potting mix. This plant would be very stressed, and who knows what would happen to it. No, it adapted very well. The roots grew. I have roots inside this pot, which is amazing. It's growing slowly, but it is growing. Vandas, they take years and years to become fully mature and large plants. I don't know how long it will take for this plant to bloom for me. Hopefully it will be soon, because I think it has beautiful blooms. I'll keep you updated, but I don't expect to see any blooms soon. And not only this plant is healthy, but I didn't throw the mother plant away. At the time I was like, I don't know what to do with it, but since it has live roots, it's still green. I'll keep it in this pot, and I've been watering it. It's very sad, dehydrated. You can see the leaves, like something is weird with the mother plant. However, not only push out the root that needs to push to survive, decide to produce another keiki very close to where this cake was. Orchids, they're amazing. I think that's nature, right? In order to survive, they start pushing out identical plantlets like babies, so their genes will be there, out there, and that's what this plant is doing. Since it has some clear issues, it's pushing out keikis, and that's the way for this plant to be alive through the newest generations. So I will leave it to be. Maybe this keiki will grow, will push out roots. Maybe I can pot them together, who knows? I don't know, because it will take a while. It's still a small keiki. The mother plant needs to feed it, but also good news. So I think I'm lucky that I didn't throw these plants away for any reason. They are all doing well. Not all. I lost some plants as well. That's only the good news that I have for you. It's not always good around here as well. Talking about good news, today I want to do an uplifting video, because why not? I want to finish with another good news, so I'm going to place it back there. This one, I think it was my last haul. I haven't bought many orchids this year. Really, not even a supermarket orchid. I think I haven't bought not even a single one hybrid this year, which is weird, strange, other priorities, and too many plants I haven't managed. So I decided to have a little break. But the last haul, I think, was this one. I bought two plants with spice exotics here in the UK. And one of them was a tetraspis. The plant is doing well. It's growing slowly. Nothing amazing to show you there. Phalaenopsis Diarro blueberry crossed with Violacea indigo. It must be amazing. I think this Phalaenopsis will look so beautiful, and I'm so excited that not only it was a very healthy plant when I repotted, it was full of roots. I don't know if you remember. The roots are all alive, plus push out 2 flower spikes, and they are producing buds, so I think I will have beautiful purplish/bluish blooms this summer. Fingers crossed. I'm so happy with that, because I didn't expect it to be so healthy and to bloom so soon. It's really rare. Actually, I think I'm not very lucky, or I choose the wrong orchids. Some hauls, they don't come and they don't adapt it so well to my environment like this one did. So I'm very happy with my new addition, And that's how I want to close the video today, just showing you all the good news that I had recently. I hope to see you soon. If you did enjoy this video, hit the like button, leave a comment down below. Let me know which type of video you'd like to see here. Also, keep tuned. I will keep posting regularly again. And also, follow me on Instagram at 1 orchid a day. Follow me here. It will be a pleasure to have you part of this community. See you soon. Bye bye.
And